What would you do if someone emailed you out of the blue and said they wanted you to be on the Prime Minister of Japan's official YouTube? Well, it just so happens that that happened to me. Oh, and if you're wondering how much I got paid, you'll want to stick around for that too. The video is called The Truth Behind Japan's Healthy Gastronomy, and as of today, July 2025, it has 5.3 million views and is the third most popular video on the Prime Minister of Japan's YouTube channel. I created a website back in 2018 or 2017 called dewasanzan.com, sharing all the splendor of the Dewasanzan Mountains, the three mountains of Dewa up here in Yamagata Prefecture. And I wrote an article about Shugendō, which is the typically it's Buddhist aesthetic cuisine, but on the Dewasanzan it has a completely different flair to it because of the strong Shinto influence. And Dewasanzan Shugendō developed because of people like myself, Yamabushi, training out in the mountains and foraging for food that they used to survive during their training. So I wrote that article and I got emailed from the producer of a video who wanted to produce a video about Japan's gastronomy. Because of Tsuruoka City's history as Japan's first creative city of gastronomy certified by UNESCO, the producer probably had been told about that, and they would have probably seen that Dewasanzan Shugendō was one aspect of, one reason why Tsuruoka City was chosen as Japan's first creative city of gastronomy. I am assuming that they searched Google and my article came up, and they sent me an outline, a storyline of what they wanted to film. It was a PDF made with PowerPoint, and it had like the images of like what they were envisioning, and it had like a description of what they expect to film. And they asked me whether I had any recommendations for spots to film, and I did. I've been living in this area for 15 years, well, it would have been 12 years at that time. So I gave them a few of my suggestions, and they also asked me whether I would be okay with actually being in the video as well. I said yes, of course, I'd love to help build awareness of this area because it's such an amazing part of Japan, let alone the world. And because the story wasn't just about Dewasanzan Shugendō, but rather the secrets to gastronomy, to Japanese gastronomy, I also got people from Tsuruoka City involved. So they also filmed other things besides me, of course. It wasn't all about the Kiwi Yamabushi. And we decided to spend about a day scouting locations to film. And the film crew, there was about 5 or 6 people at that stage. They came up here to Tsuruoka, and we first went to a place called Atsumi, which is in the south of Tsuruoka. And Atsumi is famous for these turnips called Atsumi kabu, and they are created with the slash and burn method, which is a very cool thing in and of itself. And after Atsumi we went to Mount Haguro, of course, which is the base of our Yamabushi trainings and where you can find a lot of the Dewasanzan Shugendō. And when we were doing the scouting, there was this one guy there who was the dedicated drone pilot, and I noticed that he had the same drone that I have, a DJI Mini 2. And then a few weeks later the crew came back, but this time there was a British guy who was the actual filmographer, and there was also a sound guy who had a big boom mic and some strange contraption on his hips as well. I'll always remember the videographer because he told me that his camera, the camera that he uses, is only slightly better than the standard cameras that people in his profession use, and he said that because it's only slightly better, he gets a few more jobs than what other people do. I'm not sure how true that is, but that's what he told me. So first up, I put on my Yamabushi gear, my Shiro Shozoku, and we filmed at Haguro-san. So we filmed me walking through the Zuishinmon gates, the red gates at the base of Mount Haguro, and I had to walk a few times with the camera guy like walking past me. If you've seen the video, you'll know what I mean. We shot one shot with me on the Shugendō bridge, which is the red bridge over the Haraigawa River. They had the drone at that time. The drone comes across, and then if you see the shot, you'll know what I mean. When they were filming with that drone, I noticed that the drone pilot had a different drone to my own drone, and the reason was because apparently they went to this other area to film that first time around, and this other area is called Chokai no Mori, and apparently his drone just fell straight out of the sky and then fell straight down into the forest, and it's probably still there, and so the guy had to get a new drone, and so that's why he had a better drone than my drone. The sound of the conch we had to record separately, so I remember being in my shiroshozoku, and the sound guy came up to me a little bit nervously, and he's like, "Would you mind if I get a little bit of your horogai?" And so I blew it a few times to try and get the perfect horogai sound. Anyone who's played a horogai knows that it's pretty hard to get it perfect every time, but I think he did a pretty good job of catching the sound. And we also did one more shot of me walking up the stone stairway just past the 5-story pagoda. After filming at the base of Haguro-san, we went to the summit of Haguro-san, which is where Saikan is. Saikan is a lodging for the Dewa-san shrine, and the chef there is Mr. Ito Shinkichi. So he's actually a good friend of mine. We call him Ryoricho, so it means like head chef. And he is Mr. Know-it-all about mountain vegetables, as you'd expect from a chef. And so we filmed one shot inside Saikan, and we're filming myself talking to the camera, but also with getting a lot of shots of the food itself. And there were some shots of Ito Ryoricho foraging food as well, and it was kind of weird. Like this guy Ryoricho was just out picking vegetables, and there was this big group of like so you had like 5 or 6 people from the film crew, myself, and then maybe 3 or 4 others from Tsuruoka City. So you've got a group of 10 people just watching this one guy picking vegetables, or I think at the time it was mushrooms, but anyway. Once we had finished at Haguro-san, we went to Shugendō Terrace, which is a hotel in the middle of the rice fields. Shugendō is actually, it means like rice fields. Terasu is, I guess, terrace. It's actually the website I was in charge of translating the English for it, but this hotel is very nice. It was designed by Ban Shigeru, who also did the Cardboard Cathedral in Christchurch, another building that I've been to, and we filmed there, eating food obviously, but we have a few talking shots at that time, and to be honest, it's quite cringy. If you see the video, you'll know exactly what I mean. But the English felt a bit unnatural at the time. But I don't know, needs must, right? So I thought my part had been done, but then a few days later they emailed me again, and they're like, "We want you to do the voiceovers again." And so they actually sent me a mic and one of those contraptions that guy had, and they asked me to record some certain lines, which we did over Zoom, and at that stage I was also able to edit the lines as well to make them sound like more natural English. I think they were natural enough, but like, you know, make it sound more attractive, I guess. And if there's one thing that I would say I didn't expect, it would be the sheer number of people involved in making what is only a 3 or 4 minute clip. There was a dedicated drone pilot, there was a dedicated sound guy, I mean, of course there was. Then there was the producer, and there was the filmographer, and there were a few other people that I don't know what their job was, but there were a few other people there. So it wasn't a small team, and we produced a very short video, but that this video has gotten over 5 million views on YouTube is pretty amazing. So I feel pretty proud about that, and it means that a lot of people have also seen, or at least got to experience in some way the wonder of Yamagata, and I hope that people do actually watch the video and decide to come here. If you watch this video, then I hope you also come and come to the Dewasanzan Mountains and maybe join Yamabushi training with me, or at least try the Dewasanzan Shojin Yori, which you can get at the Shugendō Pilgrims Lodges, or also at Saikan as well. And of course you can visit dewasanzan.com to find more information about this as well. So the big question, how much did I get paid to do this work? And the truth is I did it for free. I didn't do it for a yen. I was told pretty early on that people do this kind of thing for free, which I find a bit hard to understand because that whole film crew was definitely not doing it for free, but what can you do? I guess you could probably ask, would I do this again? And the truth is that I would, because I think it's a great way to share the wonder of the Dewasanzan Mountains, or Tsuruoka, Yamagata Prefecture in particular. But I'm not sure how many people watched this video and then decided to come here, but you know. Plus it was a lot of fun to film, and I got to meet some really cool people, some people that actually do work for television as well, so maybe one day I could ask them for a favor or something, but I intend on staying here in Yamagata, so I don't know how realistic that is, but you know, what can you do? Plus it wasn't that much work, well, maybe 1 or 2 days work altogether, but it wasn't that much in the big scheme of things. And also I got to make a YouTube video out of it, so yeah, there's also that. If you want to see the proper video, I'll link it below, and you'll also see me in my Yamabushi robes. If you want more from the mountains of Japan, check out kiwiyamabushi.com for my Kiwi Yamabushi newsletter. If you want to learn more about Yamabushi life, including why we train under waterfalls, check out this video. Or for something completely different, check out this video on Mount Atsumi, which is near where those Atsumi turnips are grown. I'm Tim Bunting, the Kiwi Yamabushi, Kakitiano, and I'll see you next time.